super excited to bring up our first guest to the Axios stage, with the state senator representing District 6, Jason Elliott. Jason, come on up, please. Welcome. All right. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna zoom out a little bit, and we're gonna just talk about South Carolina. You know, the economy as the economy evolves. What are some of your top legislative priorities and to strengthen and sustain the small business here in South Carolina, Greenville, and the upstate?
Well, talked to Richard right before we got up here. He just moved to South Carolina, moved to 6 Mile. The first thing he said to me, I considered a lot of other places and almost didn't move here because of your overall income tax rate. At 6%, that's one of the highest in the Southeast. And perception is a reality. If we don't get folks who are coming to South Carolina and going to be bringing good paying jobs, increasing taxes, if we're not doing what we can, if we're repelling those people and not attracting them, then that's going to be a problem to sustainability. Big picture, you know, we're by percentage, one of the fastest growing states in the country, especially in the Southeast. And I'm a little concerned that because we're benefiting from the inward migration, that's masking some of our bigger problems, because we're just having an abundance of success in attracting folks. And a lot of that probably has to do with our relative affordability compared to some other places. But if we're not making sure that we're taking care of attracting, retaining our small businesses, if we're not making sure that we're taking care of our infrastructure and our education, then when that inward migration slows down, I'm concerned that the problems will be more evident and that we've got to be more proactive and not waiting for a crisis point. But overall, we're obviously doing something right, because we are attracting folks at record numbers right now.
Yeah, let's stay on that. You know, Greenville's become, you know, a great success story when it comes to small businesses. What's working?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to say it's because of the South Carolina General Assembly, but that's not the case. We have to partner. Number one, I think it's private industry. In Columbia, there's more of a focus on government because that's where the government is. What I feel like here in South Carolina, the General Assembly at the state level, we need to be partners, but we need to realize that the folks who are really making it happen are the folks who are starting businesses, employing folks, and it's local government too. It's chambers of commerce. It's working together in a synergistic way that makes it work and the climate work. So I think it's an all of the above. The state government plays a small part, but hats off to the folks who are taking the risk every day to invest their capital, invest their time, effort, and energy into starting businesses, relocating here, educating their children here. So it's mainly the entrepreneurs and the folks who are choosing to come here and stay here who are making the difference.
So what can the state do when it comes to financing, whether through banks, grants, support for venture, or encourage private partners to help expand some of that?
Well, hopefully our local economic development efforts at the city and county level, and they're doing a good job. The state needs to be a partner in that in a way that's positive. Hopefully, if any of you all have interacted with the South Carolina Department of Commerce, that has been a positive experience. There are programs there that hopefully are working. If they're not, please let me know about that and what we can do better. As Richard told me, we've got to, and I'm in favor of this, of continuing to lower our income tax rate. When I first got in the General Assembly, it was 7%. Now it's down to 6%. We got to keep doing that. We've lowered the tax rate for small businesses from 6% to 3%. We're offering grants for entrepreneurs. For internships. If you bring folks in who are going to be interns in your office, there are grants for that. We have the angel investor, which are investing in small business and networks, which we've increased and done that. Tax credits for small businesses. I've introduced a bill several times that's not made it. We're one of the few states that pre-profit investments in businesses, we tax that. I would like to have it where that you're not taxed until the investments you made in startup is profitable. So things like that we can do. I really hope that what we're doing in South Carolina is that the Department of Commerce at the state level is being a willing, able, and good partner with what we're doing here locally to make a difference.
Workforce readiness is another common challenge as well. You mentioned schools and technical college universities. What are we doing to train them, help them partner with small businesses and really grow for entrepreneurs and startups?
Well, for those of you who are from South Carolina, you know, one thing that I'm very proud of is our technical college system. I think I would put it up, hold it up against, compare it to technical college systems across the country. What the General Assembly has helped do, along with the Governor McMaster, has been a tremendous help on this, is making sure that we are making technical schools getting that affordable. In fact, we've made it almost free technical college education over the last several years, and we need to continue to do that. What we need to make sure at our tech schools, and I think we're doing a great job here in Greenville, is that we are working with employers to make sure that we are meeting the needs, that we are putting together programs at these tech schools that will produce employees who meet the needs of the employers. And we need to make sure we're doing that all across the state. Some of our tech schools, I mean, Greenville Tech knocks it out of the park. For those of you who've dealt with Greenville Tech and Tri-County Tech does as well, the type of employee you're getting for going through those degree programs, those certificate programs. Greenville Tech has one of the only 4-year degrees at a tech school. It's in advanced manufacturing. So,
as we grow as well, inclusion matters.
Yeah.
What steps can we take as a state to ensure women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, rural small businesses here in South Carolina can continue and share in that economic momentum?
Yeah. I think a rising tide raises everybody. I think what we're doing, the programs that we have, the Department of Commerce has programs for that, for minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. So I hope that that's meeting the needs, and along with every other program that we have.
Are there any specific instances that stand out to you, maybe highlights of progress or initiatives you'd like to highlight when it comes to small businesses, maybe in minority or women-owned businesses?
Well, I would encourage, it takes a lot of guts to start a business. I mean, I'm a lawyer, but so lawyers are small business owners. I've had my own law firm since 2004. Well, it takes a lot of guts to do this. And what I hope is that the government in general, what we're doing in South Carolina, is getting out of the way, cutting red tape, cutting bureaucracy. If Congressman Timmons, if he were here, he would tell you that he got into elective office. We ran at the same time. He was in the Senate seat that I'm in now before he ran for Congress. But we ran at the same time, same place. And he ran because of his frustration of opening a small business in Greenville, South Carolina. Most of it was not so much from the state, but from the city. But we need, whether it's a minority-owned business, whether it's no matter what small business you're doing, the government needs to be a partner that's helping you succeed, not putting stumbling blocks in your way or making it harder for you to do what you need to do to be successful. Because it's hard enough to find good to find employees, to retain employees, when you have the government that you have to spend the day dealing with that instead of doing what you do in your business to make it successful. Those are stories I don't want to hear. So I hope that we're doing a good job at allowing you to do what you need to do.
Can you give us a hack? Maybe if I'm a small business owner and I'm going against somebody stumbling blocks, like, what's the cheat code?
Okay, what I will tell you is that get to know people who do what I do before you need that. There's a website, scstatehouse.gov, scstatehouse.gov. You can put in your address and it will tell you who is your state rep and who is your senator. Just like any of us. If I look at my phone and Mike's calling me and I don't have Mike's number in there, I may not give Mike the immediate attention that I would if I had his name in there. Get to know your state rep and your state senator before you need them. What I can tell you, if a resident in my area or in Greenville County in general needs assistance with a state agency, I can't tell you they're going to solve the problem or give you the answer that you want to hear. But what I can tell you, if I call them on your behalf, they're going to contact you and get in touch with you. And maybe you would say that's not how state government should work. But if I would tell anybody in this room and any small business owner, be persistent, reach out to your elected folks, whether it's at the county level, the state level, or the municipal level. And my 169 other colleagues are folks just like me. We don't have the same life experiences as you. I don't know how to run your business better than you do. You're the expert in what you do. But I want to be a conduit, and I want to be in a supportive role to get you the help from state government that you need. And I think, and I'm confident, the overwhelming majority of my colleagues feel the same way.
Yeah, if you see, nobody picks up when I call anyway, so if you saw my number, you probably would.
Probably
wouldn't answer
block
anyway.
or
Yeah,
send it.
exactly. Finally, as we're wrapping up, when we look 5-10 years down the road, what's your vision for South Carolina and to continue its success, but also to make it a small business friendly for folks?
I think about that a lot. You know, we have a governor's race coming up next year. I don't know if we can last that long between now and then. I mean, so much is going on my side of the aisle, the Republican primary. I think they're going to have to wind up in a duel. I mean, you can't, somebody's going to get shot between now and then. I mean, you can't keep upping the ante to what it is. But what I'm looking for in a leader that's going to take us forward in the next 5 years, and they have to work with the General Assembly, but as a whole, state government needs to be as visionary as it can be, because that's hard for government to do. I mean, government generally reacts. I mean, you react to a pothole, you react to whatever's right in front of you, but you're not visionary. We need to create an environment in South Carolina where everybody in this room wants to stay here. They want to encourage their family and friends to move here. I want it to be a place where you want to raise your children here. You want your children to remain here. You have an environment that you have good infrastructure, that you have an excellent education, whether that's private or public, and that you have an environment where your business can succeed and is only limited on how much work and sweat that you put into it, not because me as part of the government is keeping you from doing what you're doing.
And finally, what is Greenville and the Upstate's role in this?
Well, I think it's going to be a leader. I mean, you know, we're the population center. We produce most of the jobs, most of the state revenue, most of the gross domestic product for the state. We just have to do what we're doing, be a positive influence on the rest of the state, because there are certain parts of our state, unfortunately, that just aren't growing, and that we're going to have to pick up the slack on that, and we're going to hopefully be a guiding light for the rest of the state to show that we can compete with anybody else in the Southeast, in the United States, and the world.
There you go. That's all the time we have. Jason, thank you so much for joining us.